I thought this. You guys tell me if I'm nuts. The Washington Capitals, it's more a story because this is happening to Toronto. They can get down in series, but if this was happening against the Islanders, the Panthers, the Hurricanes, there's been this avalanche of media asking Barry Trotz, Alex Ovechkin, Braden Holtby, do you feel the playoff choker label? And it's because Toronto sends like 80 people to cover something instead of 3 or 4. Am I right about this?
No, you're right. But, I mean, that's the territory. When you are the President's Trophy winner, when you have 23 more points than the team you're playing in the playoffs, and you've lost 2 of the first 3, you have to answer some questions. And you know, it's those of us that live here, and people laugh at it, when you're part of being involved in the center of the hockey universe, hey, welcome to it. I think Barry Trotz has handled it remarkably well in the last 2 days. Yeah. Gosh, I think he's been so good. It's been refreshing to have someone actually not roll your eyes and get terse and storm off the dais. Barry's just taken it, and you know, I think that's hopefully that's the way he's going to handle his hockey team tonight.
Yeah, you know what, the question always comes back to Ovechkin. Mm-hmm. Whether it's in Toronto or Pittsburgh or wherever it is, it's going to always come back to Ovi. And you know, then when you look at we talked about this at great length yesterday. For Ovechkin to play 15 minutes is asinine.
I think the number was wrong, Doug. I think the minor officials made a mistake.
Well, Trotz sort of said it was his fault. If that was the case, like, it's not just the officials that keep it. I mean, I've got to believe the Washington Capitals know. Like, when you're coaching in the NHL, you know what your ice time is for all your guys all the time. You're on that. It's at the end of the period. You get the printout and you say, Ovi played 4 minutes. Boys, I got to get him some more ice. Yeah. So-and-so played 9. I got to back him off a touch. Yeah. You know, you know that going forward. And especially if you're going to go down, you're going down with your $10 million guy.
That's if you're trusting the minor officials. I mean, that's if you're trusting what
your
comes.
Own people have it as well. You know, you should be on top of it. You know,
this is the sheet you get at the end of every period. This is a league person. Yeah. This isn't your own people doing the time.
No, but teams keep their own time on ice as well at times. Eh? There's lots. I mean, we did it when in St. Louis and Washington, we always did our own time on ice as well.
Yeah.
So you know, you've got to be totally on top of that when it's your best player, whether you're playing him too much or too little.
But did you notice him on the ice?
I noticed him in the first period.
Yeah.
And then he disappeared.
Second goal was hard to miss, but then after that, it's
second period. That I mean, he had that one shift of 2:28, I think it was, during the 5-on-3.
Right. So you know what? It's really interesting. I mean, it's when you're down in a series and you're the Minnesota Wild or you're the Washington Capitals, who had exceptional regular seasons, you're going to take some heat. Mm-hmm. And, you know, that's just the way it is. And Trotz, like you said, handle it well. Trotzi's a good coach. Yeah. But you got to but Trotz has had, I hate to say this, limited playoff success.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, he's had a couple of rounds here and there, and that was with an expansion franchise. Totally appreciate that. But it moved from an expansion franchise to a pretty good team.
You see some of the coaches in that league, and for about 5 years, he's got Weber, he's got Suter, and he's got Rinne. And other coaches are like, give me those. And then Yossi the last couple of years in Nashville, and you say, give me those 3 defensemen and give me that goalie, and I'll get out of the first round.
This is not on Barry Trotz, this series right now for me. This is on this group. Mm-hmm. And this group, if this group does not get over this hurdle and win this series, there is going to be some serious looks. And there has been, Shanny. There's been serious looks at this group for a long time, but there's going to be unbelievably serious scrutiny if this group gets beat by the Leafs.
The one thing that I would say, Doug, that jumped out at me, and I must admit that it caught me off guard. I thought the Capitals' defense was faster than it is. And that's where the Leafs have really taken advantage of it. Whether it's, you know, and I'm not a strategist. I don't know the game with X's and O's as well as most people, but I would tell you the amount of times that the kids have been able to skate into the Cap zone and take advantage of those situations. And Mike Babcock knows he can do it. He knows that his guys can outskate the defense. Nate Schmidt going in for Carl Alzner should not be a better situation. Carl Alzner is a better defenseman, but he's not as fast as Nate Schmidt, and Nate Schmidt has been able to be more adaptable to the Leaf speed.
But you're right. Orlov can fly. Carlson can fly.
Well, they should be better. They should be better than they are.
And Niskanen.
And a lot of miles. I was going to say a lot of miles on Niskanen and an awful lot on Orpik.
Yeah.
But you're not asking Orpik to carry the puck.
No.
You're not asking him to provide offense or chances.